To watch the latest movie reviews and PR activities, subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon.
Hey Niti, how you doing?
I'm good, Nasima. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Niti, before we get into our real conversation, let me just read a few things about you. Within a span of 8 years, Niti has launched two startups. One is tech startup and the other is a creative startup. Her forte has always been sales and marketing. She has started her professional journey as a radio jockey. Few years ago, she explored about podcasting and fell in love with the idea of it. A year ago, she launched a successful podcast and it had received more than 70,000 downloads. That is when she found her true calling, launched her boutique podcast production company, Odd Story. Niti, welcome to People's Voice Season 5 with female entrepreneurs.
Thank you so much, Nasima. It's lovely to be here. Thank you.
Niti, at the onset, take us through the journey of your startup Odd Story.
So, first and foremost, I would say Odd Story was not by choice, but it just happened because as what has happened with a lot of people in pandemic, I lost my job as well due to the pandemic. And at that particular point of time, it I thought it was a blessing in disguise because like with everybody, work from home was difficult. There was so much of hours you had to put in, yet it wasn't enough, and it wasn't satisfactory for yourself as well, not for your organization or for your boss, for yourself as well. And I was asked to I was let go of. And that is when I realized that, okay, I figured out what I need to do and I like this thing. And I can probably take some break and try and figure out if say entrepreneurship works for me again. Because as I mentioned, I earlier also I was an entrepreneur. I was a co-founder of a tech startup, and this time I was going solo. So I was very scared, but then I thought like I can definitely take a break and just try and explore, and started working in it. I wouldn't lie, I was definitely looking for jobs along with it as well, because financial stability was the need of the hour, and we were all going through a pandemic, and even my partner was facing a lot of financial issues. But then somehow Odd Story started working on it, started clicking. It took me around 3 to 4 months to set it up, but eventually it started working. And then I thought, yes, like this is what I love. I love audio industry. I've been associated with it since ages. I know I'm good at it, and I know I can help people to be good at it as well. So I thought that Odd Story is the thing, and I should go for it.
That's amazing. And to do something creative that is fulfilling, nothing can be better than that.
Which I'm loving it right now. It can be taxing, but it's fun overall.
I know being an entrepreneur cannot be anything but taxing. And of course, when things started working out, nothing can be more fulfilling than doing what you love to do.
I totally agree with you on that.
Maybe talk a bit about Odd Story, how it works.
Okay, so Odd Story, as you mentioned in your description, it is a boutique podcast production company. What we do is we all know that, especially all the marketeers out there know that the next big thing or the current big thing right now is podcasting, way ahead than YouTube as well as social media, because all those spaces are very crowded. Podcasting is upcoming, it is still at the nascent stage. So people who want to build themselves as an influence, or I would say brands who would like to reach to their right kind of audience, so they're going for podcasting. And what Odd Story does is we help people produce their podcast, we help brands amplify their voices through podcasts. Beyond that, we also give consultation to the brands, or I would say individuals also, or solopreneurs who are trying to create their influence in their particular market. And consultation, and I mentor a lot of podcast upcoming budding podcasters. So that's what actually Odd Story is all about.
That's great. Maybe when the bug of being an entrepreneur bitten you and how?
Again, as I mentioned, I don't have a fancy story to share. Initially, also when I started my journey as an entrepreneur, was again with my partner. So the 3D printing tech startup, which I mentioned, is owned by my partner. I was already happily working as a voiceover artist and a radio jockey at that time. But I had to take that call because someone from the family had to step in because the business had started growing. And since he was from the tech side, he was all geeky kinds, so he needed someone to take care of the front side of the business, sales and marketing. My knowledge was nowhere there, but since I was into public speaking and I could communicate, so I took that role up. So that is how Divide by Zero happened and my entrepreneurial journey started. But I must tell you, this was, I think I've done my master's, I've done my graduation, but nothing has taught me as much as my journey as an entrepreneur with Divide by Zero Technologies had taught me. Then this particular job happened in a particular organization that also helped me sharpen my skills. And then Odd Story happened.
Maybe your story is not that fancy as you mentioned, but I'm sure it is inspiring for all those who are embarking their journey in entrepreneurship. That takes me to my next question as we are talking about struggles, challenges, overcoming the challenges. What kind of challenges you face as a particularly as a female entrepreneur?
Okay, so be it DBZ, Divide by Zero, be it Odd Story, I would say that my challenges were different in both the roles. In DBZ, because it was engineering, tech, so it was a male dominated kind of an arena. So there I faced slightly more challenges. In Odd Story, because it's a creative field and women entrepreneurs are welcomed in a creative field as compared to the other one. So I would say that there were a lot of challenges initially being a female, but there were few things which I started working on. I'm not proud of that because that is that actually hammers on gender. I would say that differentiates in the genders a little more because the thing was, there are a lot of things you have to do. You have to look in a certain way. You just cannot be yourself and go for a meeting. That's not possible. You have to look for a certain way. So power dressing was one of my key that used to help me build my confidence. You have to sharpen your skills maybe a little more as compared to your male counterparts. You have to show them that you know your game. Otherwise, it's very easy for them to judge and to sideline you as well. So these were a few challenges. I had to work on myself a lot physically, on my skills, as well as on my attitude. So I had to show them that, I am a boss lady, no matter how scared I was from inside. I had to hide my fears and had to show them that I know what I'm doing and I am very good at what I'm doing. So
Hmm.
that are a few challenges which I faced. The acceptance was slightly weak initially, but when you come across as someone who know what you're talking about, then they open up. That's what I felt. In Odd Story, it was slightly easy because of my experience. So people knew that, okay, this is the radio station she was associated with. This is the podcast she's worked on. So it was slightly easy. My challenge in Odd Story was initially to show my body of work. That has been my challenge more than, being a female entrepreneur. But then I would say the moment the conversation starts, when you tell them, when you show your I would say skill set, when you display your skill set, things start working in your favor.
Mm-hmm. And trust me, some of the challenges that you just mentioned, I can relate to it. A couple of them I don't want to mention right away, but yes, I believe those are the challenges every female entrepreneur can relate to, and we all have to go through. I hope with the evolving environment, with the evolving society, perhaps those challenges with time reduces for us and give us a lesser
It
challenging
is
life.
happening. I would say it is happening. It is happening. I will still say that we are blessed that we are a part of this generation. We are here right now. The way technology is evolving, the way I would say the uh, gender equality actually is happening. I wouldn't say that we've reached there,
But
but a lot of things, people have started working in that direction, and people have started understanding female issues, and they've started working in that direction. We will be there eventually. I am hopeful and optimistic.
we are getting acceptance from both the genders. So hopefully in near future we can see the better change for us.
And Nasima, you're one of the examples. You're also working in that direction. You're trying to bring female voices out there. You're trying to help them, give a platform to them so that they can talk about their work. So, see, you're also part of that particular, I would say, ecosystem.
Thank you. I'm trying my bit. Niti, knowing you now, I know that you have almost decade of experience in entrepreneurship. So it will be right to ask you, what are the absolute few things that as a female entrepreneur one needs to consider? I know few of them
Uh,
you mentioned, but if
hmm.
I'll ask you particularly few things.
I would say that it's something similar. It comes directly from my experience. So there may be people who will agree, there may be people who won't. But I have this rule of ASA. I just clearly follow this rule. This is my own abbreviation created by myself. But this is what has worked for me. That is ASA. ASA, A is your appearance. I know that it is slightly shallow, but unfortunately, we are in this world right now. And in order to display our power or display ourselves as serious entrepreneurs, we have to play the game of power dressing. So, appearance. Second is your skill set. As I mentioned, we have to work on our skill set slightly more than our male counterparts. Third thing would be your attitude. And in my case, there's only one thing I would say, just be fearless. Go for it. That's what I feel.
That's such a wonderful things to share with our viewers, that appearance is very important, skill set, and the attitude. I think this is the core of anything that you want to do in life. And I believe
I
this
agree.
is irrespective of gender. So we have to do a bit extra, but these are the qualities, things that one needs to keep in mind when you are going out there in the corporate world to achieve something that you want to do.
Yes, that's what I believe. Like this comes directly from my experience. So
Mhm.
there's no business book quoting, only my experience.
Uh-huh. Okay. Nidhi, uh, so far I have interviewed few female entrepreneurs, and I understood from my experience that it's very difficult to get first few projects. And I don't know whether it's same with you, but if it is, how you have sailed through it.
If you notice my smile, this is the relatable smile that I totally relate to it. It is very difficult.
Mhm.
No matter how crowded your market is, then also it is difficult. Even if you're an innovator, then also it is difficult. You are the first mover, then also it is difficult, because in that case, you're trying to bring out something which nobody's seen. So, I mean, it's difficult in every sense. If I particularly talk about Odd Story came into my mind in the month of December 2020. And by January 2021, Odd Story was launched. When I started working on it, it was very difficult. Initial 3 months, I would say till April 2021, I was literally in two minds. As I told you, like I was parallelly looking for jobs because things weren't working. And even I wasn't sure what I was doing. I was just creating content, endless amount of content on podcasting on my YouTube channel. It was there on my Instagram. I was putting things on LinkedIn. But was I getting leads? No. And everybody had so much advices to share. Like my friends were saying, oh, you're just putting content out there. What are you doing for business development? Are you reaching out to people? My partner, he used to tuition me every night. And to an extent, I was like, dude, let me just see what I'm doing. Like, you're making me more confused. I'm already pretty confused. But then I would say that things do work out. You just have to be consistent. This was said by Vivek Sisinti, or no, Vaibhav Sisinti as well, that be consistent for at least 6 months. And I totally agree with that. I got my first assignment in the month of May,
Oh,
and now I have three assignments which I'm working on parallelly. But follow your heart, go for it. It will take time. And I have no shame in saying till the month of April, I would say mid May, Odd Story had made no money at all. No money at all. There was only constant content going out in all the social media platforms, and me trying to reach out to people from my community and figuring out like how if we could collaborate and stuff like that.
Niti, it was wonderful talking to you. We are almost towards the end of the show. But before you leave, any message to share with our viewers, especially for female entrepreneurs who are embarking their journey?
I would say then don't forget about self doubt. Don't doubt yourself. To tell you, if you know that entrepreneurship is the journey you would like to go for it. It's not a bed of roses at all. In fact, there are much more thorns than roses. But in the end, you will be satisfied because eventually you're doing something which you love to do. For it, don't overthink. Be fearless. Stop doubting yourself. That's it.
That's wonderful. Stop doubting yourself. Be confident. Go fearlessly out there and be consistent in what you do. With that,
Perfect.
thank you so much, Niti, for sparing some time for People's Voice Season 5. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you so much, Nasima, for having me here.